Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, freaks, geeks, and assorted weirdos, to 100 Days of Horror, presented by CityofGeek.com. My name is Bob, and I'm doing all my reviews for 100 Days of Horror, which you watch 100 horror films you haven't seen the days leading up to Halloween. Here on YouTube, I am doing YouTube Live today, which is why everything's a little weird. That's why the lighting's all messed up. I keep moving my lights around, but they're just weird. So I do apologize straight up for how it sounds and how it looks. So, yay for that. Now we are... So we are 77 days into 100 Days of Horror, and today we're talking about Starfish, which is a new film from this year. It's on Prime, so you can watch it after you're done this review if you feel so inclined. And it's written and directed by Al White, and it's his first feature film. He's done a couple shorts here and there, none of which I have seen, I don't think. I watch a lot of shorts, so I might have seen one, then might have bad with names. I watched so many. That might have slipped past. But for a debut feature film, this is a really well-done movie. It's a quiet, introspective look at a post-apocalyptic film. So we don't have... so it is post-apocalyptic. Actually, the apocalypse happens in the first act, but it happens completely off-screen. And it's all on how this woman is surviving on her own in this house. So we have... But there's only a handful of monsters. There's not a lot of like roving gangs, and I'm not looking at like Black Summer from earlier in the year. So this is a very quiet film. So it's more of a drama that takes place within this as she kind of deals with her own issues and how she's working on it. The story involves a woman named Audrey, I'm sorry, played by Virginia Gardner, who's been in a handful of things in the last little while. She played Vicky in Halloween from last year. So did recognize her from that. And she's the most noticeable person. She's alone on the screen for most of the movie. She goes home after her friend's funeral and breaks into her friend's apartment. That overnight is when this thing happens that releases, these aliens that kind of take over everything, but you don't see a lot of that. You don't see in how everything's suddenly like empty. And she has voices coming on the radio telling her what things that she needs to do. These tapes that her friend is hitting around because her friend actually might have something to do with how this happened. So it's really wonderful seeing how this occurs as she starts to figure this out. As we start to hear these other voices, who do we trust, who do we not, how might be real, what might not be. And so you have a lot of those questionings. Gardner plays really well on her own or with those voices. In that limited capability of the movie itself. So this isn't a lot to talk about for the actual review because there isn't a lot of actual plotting. There isn't a lot to talk about other noting that I did really enjoy this movie. I thought it was fantastically made for likely a very small budget with a small production, but gets a lot out of that. And watching as she kind of deals with this, and she wonders through her emotions of what had happened between her and her friend and what happened there and how she's dealing with that and how she deals with this apocalypse at the same time. And then as we start to figure out more about what actually happened and what she has to do with it. So I highly recommend this if you're in for a quiet apocalypse. That's a kind of weird thing to say. But it is streaming on Prime, so you can watch it there. I'm not sure if it was, Shudder or something. I'm pretty sure it's just straight up Prime that it's on. Because I remember just plugging it in, came up from that because I was trying to watch through this year's movies. So I'm gonna recommend that. Of course, I recommend the last couple of things we talked about, but like I said during the One Cut of the Dead, I'm on a streak, and that's the way it works. I'm not sure what next thing is. I'll look in just a few minutes. I'm putting a bunch of these today, so I'm trying to get a little caught up because I am a little behind. This is day 77. And we're really in like day 86 or so. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Head over to iTunes, subscribe to our podcast. New episodes coming up today. Go to the website where I have actually it's on YouTube. Here is my review for Gemini. Gemini Man. Gemini from last year is really good. Gemini Man from this year is junk. But you can watch a review to find out. And my cat scratched me to keep looking at it. So we'll see you next time with this pretty short review. But hopefully that entices you enough to check out this likely to be very underseen but discussed movie once more people start to watch it. I expect to probably pop up in a couple things at the end of the year. If like, here's something you might have missed, it's really good. And I'll definitely talk about that in that case when it comes to that. So thank you for speaking geek with us, and we'll see you next time. And as I say every time, I just hit in the stream, pull the strings.